So, hello and welcome everybody. We have the global patch notes for May 16th, 2025. First off, we got Dosa getting buffed. First off, Dosa is getting its Abyssal Legacy skill, which will become looks like 8,423 damage skill, accuracy rate of 100, and 25% crit rate, I think that is. This might be super armor. We'll see if we get more info below. On the Domo skill, which probably shares the same skill on the E button. It's been changed so it can be registered on the skill slot and used. And in the Black Spirit Parting the Fog, the flow when acquiring the skill is changed so that the diagonal teaching skill also has additional effects according to the Fog stage. Then we have damage changes on Succession Dosa. So the cloud surrounding is going up in damage with PvP damage reduction rates following suit. So it seems to be a PvE buff for Dosa again. Then we have the same thing on the double crosscut, including the end cut, also gaining a little bit of damage, 200% at a 2% increase on PvP reduction. Then we have a 600% increase on the blind beggar skill. On the parting the fog, we got around a 400% increase. The PvP damage reduction rate also going up again 2%. In the other case, it's going up on the third hit by 800%. PvP damage reduction going up by 6. Then we have the Summer Wind also going up in damage by around 330%. Then we have the last hit going up a bit more significantly by almost 1,200. PvP damage reduction rates are in the first and second hit going up by 2.4, and in the final hit it is going up from 73 to 77. In the case of Taeguk, we also have a damage increase on the first hit and the second hit. PvP damage reduction going up in both cases. Autumn Thunderbolt also there is no damage change on the first 7 hits. PvP damage reduction rate is going down by 5%, and the second hits it's going up in damage up to 9,651, with the PvP damage reduction rate going up as well to 69.5. And then we have the Four Seasons skill going remaining the same on the first 5 hits on hit 1. PvP damage reduction rate going up a tiny bit in this case, up to 64.1, and the second hit going up to 10,248 damage, with the PvP damage reduction rate going up to 69.2. Heresy Begging, damage increases on the first and second hit, PvP damage reduction rate going up as well. Settling Fog, damage going up by around 1,500, PvP damage reduction rate going up by roughly 5% to 73.4. And the half copy Domo, it is also getting a slight damage increase up to 600% roughly, with a PvP damage reduction rate of 55.4, a 4% increase. Then we have the big thing that a few of us life skillers have been waiting for. There's new production bases being added in Ulukita and Keplen. So we have on the Naruto Plains, Acacia Wood slash Sap and Monk's Branch. The Monk's Branch is a pretty good thing. Monk's Branch is very much sold out and the most expensive for alchemy. Then we have the, I think this would be the Atosa mining. This is copper and clear crystal ore, or iron ore and blue. Tungret archaeology site, we have excavations as well for traits of nature and again transparent slash clear crystal ore and the blue crystal ore respectively. City of the Dead, we have birch log and sap. The Dark Follower's bedroom, Dark Seeker's retreat, is iron ore, dark powder, and black crystal ore. Izrahid Highlands, or the Plateau, not quite sure which one of the nodes it is, has the cedar log slash sap and the blood red tree knots, and also the pine logs with sap. And I think this is the Shakatu Wilderness. We have logging as well, pinewood logs and sap and spirit leaves, or birch logs and sap. And then finally Stopveer, which is, as far as I know, to the east. We again have acacia wood slash sap and Monk's Branch again for 2 contribution. So wherever we have Monk's Branch, Spirit Leaves, Red Tree Knots, it is 2 CP, while everywhere else it is a single CP. With the addition of these production bases, Asperkhan and Musgar have 2 new job managers to hire workers, And also, with these, we're also getting new housing. So in the case of Asperkan, we're gaining 2 new housing, one with a warehouse level of 3 and 2 available, and an accommodation level of 2 and 1 for 2 CP or 1 CP. In the case of Musgar, the current house 1 and 2 are being extended in use. So it used to be residential, warehouse, and now an accommodation is coming in for 2 CP. In the case of number 2, a number 1 accommodation. And finally, number 3 is new housing with an accommodation level of 2 for 2 CP and a warehouse of 4, or housing number 4 with a warehouse of 2 and a accommodation of 1 for 1 CP. Then for Kepler, we also have a little bit of production nodes being added. We have the Marnie's Lab logging, which is fur logs and spirit leaves for 1 CP. Gianni Farm, let's actually quickly check that. That would most likely be the farm over here. Yeah, Gianni Farm right behind Kepler, near Giants. We have the pine logs and pine sap. Abandoned mine, we have zinc ore and earth dust, and abandoned mining site as well. We have copper ore and clear crystal ore, all for 1 CP. View consecutive workers from the overseer NPCs has also been improved to allow faster progression to the next worker, so that will also be processing a little bit faster. Then we have the second part of the CP, the easing of contribution to residential purchases. So we're going to be getting a lot of CP back. Here we're going to go through Grana quickly. Here we can see most of the housing that was at 8 CP has gone down to 5 or even 3. So we have all these buildings lowering the CP, except for the Bib Beretta hut or lodge number 1. It's going to maintain the 2 CP, but otherwise we can see savings all the way down to 3 in some cases, like I mentioned. So there will be a lot of CP coming back out of Grana if you invested a lot. Then we have the same thing in Drigan, or now Divenkroon. Mistranslation here, but we have it either keeping its 5 CP or lowering down to 5 from 7. Here we see a lowering from 5 to 3. Here we see maintaining of 5 and 4 on 4 and 5. 6 to 8, it's going down again. Same thing for the house 9, 10, 11. We can see the numbers going down. The dormant logging site also going from 7 to 3 CP. This is going to give a lot of CP back to some people. And also the first floor in the Hemut logging site as well from 5 to 3 and 7 to 3. Then we have Baleno's small changes, Velia 2-3, and the second floor of Velia 3-2 is going from 5 CP to 3 and 2 respectively. Then we have also in Serendia a lot of changes, so Heidel, or Heidelberg for some reason, 1-5, 3-1, 3-4, 5-2, 5-3, 6-2, 6-4, 7-3, 7-5, 8-5, 9-3, 9-4, and Glish 4 are all losing CP requirements, so going down by 1 or even 2 in some cases, so expect to get some refunds there. In the case of Calphion, again, we have more changes on the different districts and Top Street. We see the CP generally going down by 1 or 2 again, so you will most likely get a lot of savings back. Same thing in Eferia, it is also going down. Chapel would be on the western side. Gabino Farm, if you happen to be invested in there, or even in some houses in Kepler, this will also be giving you some refunds. And finally, even 2 locations in Trent are affected, losing 1 CP requirement. Then we continue going to Medaya. Alta Nova has some savings, going from 4 to 2 in a few cases, or from 5 to 4, or 5 to 3. So savings to be made in Alta Nova if you've invested heavily in there. And then finally we got Valencia, with Valencia 4-2 being hit with reductions, 6-2 as well, 10-2, 12-3, 14-4, all going down by 1 or 2 CP again, and a lot more buildings here, 15-3, 16-3, 17-3, 18-2, 19-3, 22. Valencia Farm is also going down, which is a small little highlight here. We're going from 4 to 3. Ancado Inner Harbor 1-3, also going down 1 CP. And we have 2 more highlights for Shikatu. Shikatu 1-3 and 2-2 going down 1 CP to 3. and Sangrain Bazaar 1-3 and 2-3 also going down by 1. Then we have some reductions on some connecting nodes, which is the base connections. So we have Balenos, some savings on the Western Gateway, 1 CP, Mountain Vegetable Alley, not quite sure what that is. Probably the connecting road, Heidel Road, Bartali Farm, Florin Gate, all going down by 1 CP. Then we have in Serenia the guard camps losing 1 CP across the board. Eastern Border, Eastern Gateway, Alejandro Farm. This, I think, is Baragi Den. Then we have the Southern Neutral Zone and also the Orc Camp, not the Oak Camp, all losing 1 CP. This is going to make the traversal and connecting of cities a bit cheaper. Then we have the Calphion getting the Delphi Knights castles, bases, and forward bases, and Northern Wheat Plantation. The isolated outposts, Old Man Bridge, all losing 1 CP across the board. Then we have also the Marnie Cave, Trina Fortress, Trina Beacon Tower, the Beacon Tower entrance, and Serendia Western Gateway. Calphion Castle also losing. Northern Kaya, Rutum Watchtower. Some of us have this connected for the Greenstones. Abandoned Monastery also losing 1 CP. Some people might still have that invested. Then we have the Southern Kaya Pier, the Lower Bear River, the Quit Islands, which is just north of Paddocks. Some people might have that connected still. Then we have the Star's End also losing 1 CP. Calphion Northern Forward Base as well losing 1. In the case of Medaya, it is a bit more a small amount. The Northern Gate of Medaya going down from 3 to 2. Alta Nova Gate also going down from 3 to 2. In the case of Valencia, we have more significant changes again. We have the Rock Post, the Fuya Gorge, Rune Gate intersection, Bahan Gate, and the Desert Naga Temple, Martyrs Resting Place, Ibalab Oasis, the Sanctuaries all losing 1 CP, the Observatory going down from 3 to 2 as well, Crescent Mountains going down, Titium Valley, Pilaku, the Gavina Volcanic Zone, Arahaza Village Speciality products going from 3 to 2, 3 to 1 as well. This is a bigger drop. Muikun Specialty going from 3 to 1. Overall, this might make it more worthwhile to actually go over land again instead of the islands from connecting Valencia to Land of the Morning Light. We're going to have to look at this again and reevaluate the CP savings by going on the sea route, since some of the connections might already be present for certain drop rate buffs. In the case of Camasilvia, we also have the Navarone Steppe going down, Mancham Forest, Miramok Historic Site, Camasilvia Castle, the Acre Guard Post, the Tooth Fairy Forest, Tooth Fairy Attic, or Northern Zone, I think, the Lake Flondor, Gaifin Razia Temple also losing 1 CP, Ash Forest losing 1 CP, again, the Acre West Camp, and Grandina all going down by 1. This will give a lot of CP back to a few people that might still be invested. And in the case of Dregan, we have Sherikhan Tomb going down, Marcia Outpost, Storm and Logging Site, Bloodwolf Village, Thornwood Forest, and Odalita. Crypt is going down by 1. The Starry Midnight Port, Tunkuta, Olan Valley also losing 1 CP. Narcion Chicken Production and the Deep Night Harbor Fish Drying Yard also going down, in the case of the Fish Drying Yard from 3 to 1. Mountain of Eternal Winter has a few more things. We have Windknoll's Perch going down by 1. We have the Snowstorm Outpost going down 1. Jade Forest going from 3 to 2. Torres Forest 3 to 2. Sherikhan Abandoned Mine going from 3 to 2. The Closed Trade Gateway also going from 3 to 2. And finally, Balak's Camp going from 3 to 2. Overall, I think these changes are really good. We're going to be seeing a lot of CP reduction, which should open up the possibility for a lot more node connections. Then we have submersible content such as fishing, farming, and training are often done while you sleep at the end of the day. In this case, for optimal efficiency, you need to wake up in the morning and check the results from the previous night. Sell the fish you caught, harvest the crops, replant them. So they are going to be giving us a slightly more leisurely approach. So we now have a fish price guarantee period extension. So normally fish in all regions except for the Eternal Winter and Odalita region used to have a 24-hour timer. Base time. This will now be doubled to 48 hours, which means your price guarantee will drop slower, allowing you to remain at the 100% value. Finally, the fish originating from the Odalita region, which used to be from 36 hours, will be pushed up to 60, and the Eternal Winter will remain because those already were at a 4-day timer. Then we also have a small little bonus. They are adding the Seeds of Abundance, which can be crafted with Magic Seeds, Mysterious Seeds, and Crimson Leaves, which I believe would be the Bay Blush Leaves. So pretty much one of each. You will then process via shaking, and you will get a Wheat Seeds of Abundance. I am curious if this is going to take up the same amount of seed slots as a magical seed. In that case, this could be interesting because it will increase the number of items that can be obtained when harvesting proportionally. So it will increase the cultivation time by 24 hours, so 1 day minimum. However, on top of that, you will be able to get 24 hours worth of items if you were to farm. So this could be a nice little bonus for those magic harvesters that we have. Then we have item description for the 530% combat XP scroll being improved to make it clearer how to obtain it. This is important for the change where it's moving from the loyalty point shop into the silver shop. Then we have a new quest starting, the Shape of an Unknown Fish. Due to the recent increase in the number of fishermen, a suspicious rumor is spreading across the village of Velia, and this story will be available from the Black Spirit, with the quest being called Something Strange or something of the sort, with a character level 7 or higher. And also, if you already have the knowledge for Akila's Eye, the dialogue button that grants the knowledge has been improved so it is not displayed when interacting with the storage keeper anymore, which is really nice. Then we have some bigger changes for Occupation War / Node Wars and Stronghold War. The balance of siege weapons is being touched upon, so they're getting a more defined role. In the case of the cannon, damage when hitting flame towers and holy war machines with regular cannon shells has been increased by 100%, so doubled. In the case of the ballista, damage increased by 100% when hitting a gate, and 50% when hitting a fence gate, or barricade. In the case of siege towers, medium and large siege towers have been separated into occupation phases, and their durability and defense have been increased to counteract the cannon probably a little bit. In the case of the flame tower, in unlimited occupation war and unlimited base war, a debuff has been added that reduces the damage and evasion rate when attacked from a flame tower. So whenever you are hit by a flame tower, you gain a debuff that reduces damage taken by 25 and reduce evasion by 7.5% for 15 seconds. I think this means you're going to take 25% more damage. It's the lowering of the damage reduction by 25. There is a small note that this debuff applies in stacks, so this means you might get really stacked up if you get hit by multiple, but we're going to have to see the details when this is fully translated. There's also some changes coming for the Cadre elephants. So they've changed the mouse movement is impossible while using an attack skill. The following attack skills have also been changed to no longer nullify forward guard and super armor effects. This will be big for War of the Roses as well. The charge and moving horn attack will no longer cause this. The damage of attack skills has, however, been increased. It has been changed from being affected by the existing damage reduction value of the target to dealing a fixed amount of damage, regardless of the value when the damage reduction value is higher than 300. However, it is still affected by the damage reduction rate. We do get an example. So the total damage when a front kick attack and moving horn attack hit successfully is 2,900. 1,450 damage per hit when a dash hit is successful. And the example that we get is when the target's damage reduction rate is 30%, the target will take approximately 2,030 damage when hit with a front kick attack. So 30% reduction off the 2,900. The moving horn attack skill attacks range has been changed to match the movement as well, and they've improved the ability to rotate from the start of the front kick to right until before the attack, and the rotation speed while moving for the moving horn attack and dash skills has been increased. In the other fortress battles of the captured method, the way the end time is designated has been changed to ensure that battles do not let their guard down until the very end. So the end time of the Question Mark Fortress in the capture mode stronghold battle has been changed from minutes to seconds randomly. The maximum distance that a war correspondent adventurer can observe when using the tracker's falcon during the Nodewar battles has also been increased. So the maximum distance you can move left or right has been doubled, and the maximum height you can climb has been increased by approximately 16%. A feature has also been added that allows war correspondents to change the font color of the guild name or alliance name of a guild participating in the Stronghold or No War battles. So we have the G, guild information. You can use it to specify color for the guild participating in base/occupation battles on the right side of the occupied area. The following conditions are required to use the function. So you need to be in a guild, so being in a guild, wearing the title of War Correspondent, and when a base battle or occupation battle is in progress. The change colors only apply to the War Correspondent screen, and when you reconnect to the game, the colors you have set will be reset as well. Then we also have some more rewards being mentioned. So the rewards you can obtain from base battles has also been improved. So here we see Medalla and Valencia, step 3, 4, and 5, gaining more gold bars, Essence of Glory, Essence of Courage, loot scrolls, probability, honorable items, a box of loot filled with fighting spirit, and brilliant and honorable medals. Additional rewards obtained when occupying a question mark stronghold are also added here at the bottom. The same thing is for the other boxes. Then we also have the same thing for Calpheon and Cavasylvia being increased. And also for the Belenos and Serendia region. So here we can see a few examples of this. Then we have training changes coming. So the training changes they mentioned concerning the horses is coming now. So we have the level captured, the level of wild horses going up from 1 to 10 to 1 to 20. Also, the generation of wild horses captured has been expanded from the previous 6 to 7 tier, or tier 6 to 7, to 6 to 8. So you will be able to get a small chance of catching a tier 8, probably as low chance as it has been to catch a tier 7. However, the probability of the 7th tier will be significantly increased. Then there is also the circulating rumors about new breeds of wild horses. So when you catch a horse, there will be a small chance that a rare male wild horse will appear. It will grow 2.5 times slower, but it will sell for 5 times the price. That is somewhat interesting of a thing for Imperial delivery. I don't think these will sell to players very well. And there will be a chance for a female horse with a 4-way mate potential, which is a really funny way of saying this, but effectively a female horse with 5 breeds instead of 1. But this will again be at a low probability, so it probably won't affect many of us. Then we have the remote retrieval function in the stable being adjusted. So before it was up to 30 horses can be remotely retrieved regardless of the actual free space of the stable. And now it will be that up to 20 horses can be remotely retrieved. And if the number exceeds 20 horses, remote retrieval is now possible if the actual free space in the stable is insufficient. Then we have small system changes. The maximum level that can be grown on season servers will be adjusted and limited. So you will no longer be able to level beyond level 63 on season servers. You will still be able to participate. However, it will be capped at 99%. And again, this only applies to seasonal servers, so when you gain XP on regular servers as a seasonal character, you can level up without an upper limit, just like before. They've also improved the ability to show your location to guild unit party members in the desert or ocean areas if you have a compass, so guild unit party members can check the displayed location regardless of whether they have a compass or not. And finally, we have small fixes and changes of typos and issues of locations, some of the knowledge being modified. Here we have the Teacher of Terra Village. That will be interesting to see what they've modified there. In Black Shrine, the phenomenon where the leader of the Golden Pig 8, 9, 10 would take a recovery action after a certain pattern has been fixed. The issue where the auto movement was not smooth in some areas of Ulukita have been fixed, and also certain knowledge could not be acquired from Orze's Cradle. Then we also have issues where fishing would be cancelled by the shadow skill of the Dreamy Doom. Uprising of a party or guild member while fishing has been fixed. And the issue where their occupation war results window would not appear. And the Asadal necklace and Asadal belt being added to the item descriptions of the Tilted Cup of Dried Moonlight and the Cup of Lonely Waves and Cup of Sunset. Overall, recap-wise, the system changes are nice and all. I do feel a cap on season is justified. The horses probably won't affect us too much, except for that we'll see some tier 7s being caught. I don't think the 4-time breed female will be very common. Nodewar reward buffs, always great. I think no Nodewar guild's going to complain about buffs to their rewards. I'm unsure on the Siege weapons, however, yesterday we had a nice conversation about this. Siege weapons, as far as we know, have become a little less relevant. This might make them more relevant again and interesting. New quest, always nice to see a new quest. I'm curious what it's going to talk about. Probably the mystical fish, I'm guessing. And then the Seeds of Abundance could be interesting, but we're going to have to see on the time frame and how much it actually gives. Fish price guarantee extension, always good. And also the CP recovery is really, really great. I'm really looking forward to see how much CP I'm going to save. Succession Dosa getting buffs. I mean, good that it's getting its Abyssal skill. At the same time, buffs, I don't feel Succession Nova really needs it in PvE right now. I've still heard really good things from Suck Dosas, but hey, it is Suck Dosa, not Awakening. It could be that it is a bit more required because people have been rolling away from it. And with that, we are done with the patch notes. Thank you, and I'll see you around in video.